thank you for inviting me to join you today. So I'm Kerry Newham, I'm Armed Forces Families Lead at the Covenant Fund Trust. And on Monday, the 24th of February, we launched the new SPSP for 2025, which we are thrilled about. As you can imagine, we always like getting these funding programmes launched and out of the door. So this is an MOD funded programme. We've run this over the last few years for them. It's to align to their UK Armed Forces Family Strategy, and a little bit of change this year in some of the guidance, and actually a huge change in the amount of money that our schools and local authorities can apply for. So the aim of the programme remains the same as previously. It's to support service pupils along their educational pathways, enabling them to reach their full potential. So our eligibility remains the same, and we highly recommend reading the guidance around eligibility. You may see there in that yellow box, there is a specific list of who are eligible to apply. And I know on the call there are different organisations and especially charities. Being a charity doesn't exclude you being a part of this programme. All it means is that we would actually have to ask that you be a delivery partner with somebody who could take the lead, who is eligible. So don't think just because you're not listed there, this rules you out completely. Just please go and have a look at the guidance, have a look at the delivery element of working with partners. So the project beneficiaries should be service pupils aged 4 to 18, and this is without exception. This funding is purely for service pupils, and whilst we understand some non-service pupils may have an incidental benefit from this funding, we need to ensure that this is not used as a whole school resource. As I mentioned just briefly there, a change for 2025 is the upper grant limit that can be applied for. MOD have kindly lifted this from 80,000 to 150,000, and we expect projects to deliver within 2 years. And there must be a standalone project. So by standalone, we mean that this project that you're going to apply for should not need continuous funding as we move forward through the years. The further change to the guidance for 2025 is the introduction of a fourth outcome. You'll see it there in band 3. And we ask that your project look to address at least one of these outcomes. That new one is the impact of the mobility, deployment and separation on service pupils' education. That bottom one there, the low number of service pupils, for those who have applied to us before, may remember we've always worked on percentages of service children on roll. That has been taken away this year, and we are just giving you a straightforward number, which we hope will be much more helpful for everybody involved, including us when we're assessing. So when you look at the outcomes and you decide which project your aim will address, please consider the evidence you have of this need. The application will ask you to share this with us, and we'll also ask you to tell us how you'll measure impact. How will you tell us and MOD that this specific intervention has supported in meeting these outcomes for service children? Which leads me very nicely into the Thriving Lives Toolkit. So within the guidance, you'll find a link to the Skip Alliance Thriving Lives Toolkit supported by MOD, and we highly recommend having a look and considering signing your school up if you haven't already done so. Based on extensive feedback from schools, the tool has proven to be highly practical and can aid in developing both overall strategies and specific project ideas around targeted interventions. Schools suggest using the toolkit to record your thoughts and as a medium for communication and collaboration within the school and with your external parties. Schools also see its potential in facilitating the sharing of practices, joint activities, or perhaps collaborative funding bids. If you're using the toolkit, please do tell us in your application how this has supported you in bringing together your application for the proposed project you are applying for. Deadlines for applications to this fund is midday on the 30th of April, with decisions being made in a June grants committee, after which we will share the decisions with you. Our email for queries is on the slide, but please note we cannot discuss specific project IDs with you. So to apply, please head to the Trust website at covenantfund.org.uk Look for our Find Funding tab, and there you'll find our guidance, our FAQs, and our application form. We highly recommend using Word to plan your application answers and copying them into the application portal. It is a little bit temperamental, and if you're in there, please save every 5 minutes at least.